Hello, and welcome to the City Street Financial Report training videos. This will be a series of videos that walk you through all of the steps for the new City Street Finance Report. Each segment will have a different topic, and you are welcome to watch as many or as few segments as you choose. Some segments may contain information that is not applicable to your city. Let's go ahead and get started. My name is Mary Beth Sprouse. I work in the Local Systems Bureau of the Iowa DOT. I am located in the Ames office, and you can reach me by phone at 515-239-1256. During the months of July, August, and September, I am out doing a lot of on-site training. It may be easier to reach me by email at marybeth.sprouse@iowadot.us. So let's start with a little bit of background about me. I spent 10 years as a city administrator and city clerk for a town of 1,500 people between Ames and Des Moines. I went on from there to teach at the League of Cities and Iowa State Extension. Also, still do the treasury work for a town of 120 and have been doing that for about 4 years now. So I have about 15 years of city finance experience and have spent the last 3 years here at the DOT working on the Street Finance Report. I feel that it's important for you to have a good base in what the Street Finance Report is about and where the road use funds come from so that you can adequately answer questions should they arise during a council meeting or from one of your local residents. This graph shows a picture of the funding for transportation in the state of Iowa. The Road Use Tax Fund is created in the state code by Chapter 312. It creates a fund within the state treasury specifically for road and road-related items. The revenue for this fund comes from the registration of motor vehicles, proceeds from motor fuel taxes, license and registrations, sales tax on vehicles, excise taxes on the rental of automobiles, and several other transportation-related sources. As you can see, there are many different ways that those funds are split up and expensed, with the city portion being just one small little piece of this big puzzle. Road use tax funds are collected by the state treasurer. Chapter 312 designates how much of that fund goes to each of the 4 primary sources. The primary road fund, which is the DOT or state transportation, receives approximately 47% of the funds collected. The counties receive the secondary road funds, which is about 25% of the funds collected. 8% goes to the farm-to-market roads, and the remaining 20%, which is called street construction, are the funds that are split between the 942 cities in the state of Iowa. Each city receives funding according to population. So as we get ready for the new census, we will be changing our official populations within the city, and that will impact the amount of road use tax fund you receive. You receive these payments monthly, and most cities choose to receive them via electronic transfer into their checking account. There are still a few cities that receive these funds through a paper check. Those monthly payments do fluctuate as the payments are according to the amount of revenue that has previously been collected. Cities under 500 are impacted by a law from 2012 called the Transfer of Jurisdiction of Farm-to-Market Extension Roads. When you go to figure out your budgets every spring, you receive the forecast of the road use tax and take that times your population to determine the amount of revenue that you're going to receive during the next fiscal year. Cities under 500 are impacted if they have a farm-to-market extension road within their community because those roads under Iowa law have been transferred to the county for care and maintenance. The county, therefore, is receiving those farm-to-market funds from the street construction dollars that would have been given to the city. That calculation is done on a mileage basis. And when it comes time to figure out your budget, if you're a city under 500 and would like me to help you figure out what you're going to be actually getting during the fiscal year without that farm to market extension money, I would be happy to do so. Some cities receive the farm to market extension funding back from the counties through a 28E agreement. Those cities have agreed to take on the care and maintenance of those roads through their town instead of the counties. So why do we do this report? Cities are required to submit an annual report showing all street revenues and expenses for the previous fiscal year. Again, it's Iowa Code 312 that established the Road Use Fund and specifies that the cities will submit this report to the DOT. The report is released right after the 4th of July on most years and is due to the DOT no later than September 30th. Delinquent reminders will be sent out to the cities on October 1st and November 1st, and on December 1st, an additional delinquent reminder will be sent via certified mail to the mayor of each city. In addition, the state treasurer is notified of delinquent cities beginning on October 1st. Road use tax payments are withheld from those cities beginning with the October payment. Once the report has been submitted, those funds will be released back to the city. Funds will be forfeited if a street finance report is not submitted by a city by December 31st of any year. Are you wondering what we do with these numbers that we collect from the cities? Those numbers get compiled with the reports that come in from all 99 counties and are compiled into a report called the 536. That 536 report is submitted to the Federal Highway Administration, and the Federal Highway Administration compiles the state of Iowa's numbers with the other states. You may read all about it at the link here on the website. As before, the Street Finance Report is an entirely web-based process. To log into the Street Finance Report, you must have an Enterprise A&A account. It's also sometimes called an Iowa ID. That account belongs to the state of Iowa, and it is used for a lot of other state report access. You need it for your annual finance report, or to approve a liquor license, or file an unemployment report. If you need help with your Enterprise A&A account or your Iowa ID, you may call the OCIO Help Desk. Their number is 800-532-1174. Your Iowa ID is a little sensitive about how many times you can log in with the wrong password. 3 wrong attempts will lock your account. The only way to unlock your account is to call that help desk. The help desk is manned 24 hours. However, the majority of staff is present between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. So let's take a look further at the Iowa A&A account system for access to this report and the Street Finance Report itself. Let's get online. Join me for segment 2.